Jaylen Brown over the past 3 years has been one of the most explosive and dynamic wings across the NBA, but there's always been two things that have limited Brown's game, and that's going to be his ball handling and efficiency. Last year in the Eastern Conference Finals, both of those issues got exposed in a big way by the Miami Heat. Now the big knock on Jaylen has always been his inability to attack and control the ball going left, and while I do think there is some evidence to support that belief, I think the bigger underlying issue, however, was Brown's overall stability with the ball. Last year, whenever Jaylen had to deal with contact or physical defense, he would commonly lose both his balance and the ball. Watch him here cross the ball to his left, and as he looks to initiate contact with Jimmy Butler, Brown loses control of his feet and stumbles forward. Jaylen also played pretty loose with the ball, and he gave aggressive on-ball defenders plenty of openings to pick his pocket. Watch him here try to initiate a post-up against Butler, and notice how skinny Brown's stance is here, allowing Butler to easily reach from behind and poke the ball free. I also think Jaylen's lack of stability really affected his outside shooting. Again, Brown had a really hard time absorbing contact. If he wasn't able to create a clean blow-by or catch with an advantage, he was most likely going to get pushed out into a tough off-balance jumper. Now in jumping forward to this year, I think Jaylen's strength and physicality has gotten much better, being able to dribble through contact and carve out driving angles. Watch him here first shift the defense out of his frame, hitting this tight inside out between. Then Brown's going to take one dribble and veer back into the defense to keep his driving line. He's going to use that same finish on this play, where Brown this time is going to initiate his drive with a push cross, then step into contact to create the scoring angle on his left side. Brown's improved stability also makes him a much better finisher when coming downhill, being able to use his strides and body control to maneuver himself past the rotating weak side. This move here is tough, where Jaylen's first going to sell the shot by lifting his eyes up and bringing his offhand up towards the ball. Then he's going to let the ball drop and explode into this drive. And as the help side shifts over, Brown's going to pick up and get to this left-right Euro step. Jaylen's also gotten much better at using his body to protect the ball by getting low and using his shoulders and off arm to navigate to his spots. You'll see him here drop down into a combo off the dribble, then turn his body to get into this post-up. And notice how much wider and stable Jaylen is from this spot, and he's able to work his way down and get the and one.
Brown gets his arms locked up, he flicks it up.
And Brown being more comfortable handling the ball against physical hand-checking defenders allows him to play much more patient. On this play, he's going to get the switch against Halliburton, and Brown's going to protect the ball by rotating his shoulders and bringing the ball out wide. And as soon as this help side defender moves off his spot, Jaylen's going to transfer the ball between and work his way down into this 2-foot finish. And that improved stability and patience also upgrades Jaylen's mid-range game, where again Brown is always on balance and able to absorb contact as he bumps his way to spots. When looking closer at these clips, you'll notice how Brown is more comfortable picking up his dribble and using these shot fake shoulder bumps and pivots to create scoring windows. Watch him here again use his body to work his way down below the free throw line. Then he's going to turn over towards the middle and lift the defense up with a shot fake. Then Brown's going to elevate through contact to sink this jumper. Now compare those clips to these from last year, where Brown was way more panicked and rushed when getting into these pull-ups. Even when Jaylen had a clear size advantage against his man, he still wasn't comfortable initiating contact and establishing his base with the ball, which led to him getting into a bunch of these rushed and off-balance jumpers. And I think Brown today being more comfortable picking up his dribble and finding room to pull up is one of the biggest reasons why his mid-range numbers this postseason have taken a big step forward. And Brown being more comfortable creating shots after picking up his dribble also opens up some counters. This shot fake and step through has been one of his go-to moves, where Jaylen simply picks up and lifts the defense out of their stance and steps through and extends to the rim. Jaylen's also been doing a big chunk of his scoring in transition, and this is where he can simply lean on his explosiveness to overwhelm the backpedaling defense. You'll see him here filling a lane on the break, and when he catches the ball with a head of steam, Max Strus has no chance of elevating and taking away this layup.
Now Brown lays it in.
Now Brown's also made some big improvements with his three-point shooting, and more specifically his three-point shooting off the dribble. When playing in pick and roll, Brown is more than comfortable punishing soft coverages, and he's also developed really efficient footwork into his shot. Watch him here take one dribble and glide out to his right, to then flow into this left-right jumper. And when defenses throw these hard hedges at him, Jaylen in response will flow out and use these escape dribbles, to then dribble back downhill and use that tight footwork to get into his shot. Again, notice how efficient Brown's footwork and handle is when getting into these looks. We'll see him here drift out past the hedge, then take one dribble and step left-right into his pull-up.
Oh, he's going to elevate. That's a deep three, and he hits.
And that footwork and ball handling also allows Jaylen to create pull-up threes in isolation, where he's very comfortable separating going both right and left. This right-hand step back has been one of Jaylen's go-to moves, where he brings the ball up to his pocket and splits his stance selling the drive. Then he's going to create space by dipping his shoulders and pushing off his right foot. And with these pull-up threes, I think it all comes back to Jaylen's improved strength and balance with the ball, being able to drop his level and push the defense back, to then organize his feet back behind the line for a stable jumper. And that improved footwork and balance also adds to Jaylen shooting off the catch. The Celtics love to run these off-ball screening actions, and Jaylen's been very effective in reading the defense and shifting to open space to generate these looks. You'll see him here first screen the ball, then immediately run off his flare screen. And with his momentum being pulled towards the sideline, Jaylen's able to settle his feet and get into this perfect on-balance jumper. But a vast majority of Brown's outside looks are just these standstill spot-up threes. Boston pretty much always has the floor spaced out with shooters. Plus they also have multiple guys who can get downhill and put pressure on the rim, which leads to these easy kick-out threes. And Brown can do plenty of damage as both a spot-up shooter and a playmaker. Now overall, I wouldn't say Brown is the most advanced passer. He's not going to manipulate the off-ball defense or make passing reads on the weak side of the floor, but he is capable of punishing aggressive defensive rotations. And again, because the Celtics offense is so spaced out, most of Brown's playmaking reads are pretty straightforward. Take this play for example. Brown's isolating against Turner on the wing, and Boston again has the floor spaced out with 4 shooters. And as soon as Jaylen gets downhill and collapses the defense, he's got plenty of time and space to read the floor and make the right play.
Up top, White gets a clean look, another three.
So with each passing year, Jaylen Brown has been consistently improving his game. I think his ability to attack and handle the ball through contact has gotten much better, and that improved stability with the ball has allowed him to more effectively read the floor and be more patient scorer, which has led to his efficiency improving across the board. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think of Jaylen Brown's game. The kids here.